Welcome to Girl Talk. We are very excited about a cool episode. We're going to be talking about some neat things today, including a couple different topics related to health. And we're going to be talking later to the Edgewood basketball head coach. We get a little sneak preview of women's basketball.
Women's basketball.
Very exciting coming up. So that'll be a fun topic. I first want to say, I feel like this is a very superficial start, but I can't help it because it's all over the news. What in the heck did Renee Zellweger do to her face?
It does not look like her anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so you're going to have to fill me in.
Okay, so she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, too, even after the assumed, alleged, right, plastic surgery. But it doesn't look like Renee Zellweger anymore, and I worry for her career, kind of, because when you change something so drastically, she just looks very different. And if you haven't seen pictures, go take a look, because it's. If I saw her walking down the street, I
wouldn't
no
recognize her
idea
at all.
It was her, yeah.
Huh. Isn't that surprising if you're already a celebrity, a star like she is, that you'd want to kind of mess with how you look? That's sort of her look, her signature look,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and remember who was...
Maybe she doesn't want to be recognized anymore.
Yeah.
But then why would you do it? It all came up because she was at a red carpet event.
Oh,
So that's,
This was in
And it was
preparation
like-
for...
Well, I don't know if she did it for that
For
reason,
that.
but she attended an event, and then everyone was
debuted it.
like, "That's Renee Zellweger.
Who
It
is
doesn't look
that?"
like her."
Right, basically, yeah.
Right.
And this reminds me of, I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing her name, but the actress back in the day from, like, I think she was in like 16 Candles and all those movies.
Molly Ringwald?
Thank you, where she had the nose job then, and nobody recognized her after
Or is that the girl from Dirty Dancing?
Or is that who it is?
Yeah, Jennifer
Okay.
Yeah,
Grey.
yes, that's
Okay.
what
Yeah.
you're thinking of.
See, I don't
Yeah.
know I'm so bad with my movie knowledge. My movie IQ is a
too.
0. But okay, so that's who it is, Dirty Dancing. She did the nose job and then didn't get another job ever again.
Oh, wow.
Because it didn't
Dancing
look
with
like
the
her.
Stars, but it didn't.
Right.
But it
Yeah.
didn't look like her.
But how many
right?
years later is that?
Well, also,
I think a lot.
I'm for doing anything that makes you feel better about yourself. So go for it. But in this case, like, it's just kind of strange because she was always that cutesy, and she was, like you said, she was beautiful both before and after, but it's just interesting that you would totally look not like yourself
Not a
anymore.
better version of yourself?
Right. Yeah, I mean, she looks beautiful. I don't knock her for doing it, but I worry about her career is kind of the thing. Not that I'm staying awake at night worrying about Renee Zellweger's career, but it does make you wonder, especially with the stories that you've heard in previous times.
But on the other hand, like, it's kind of crazy that you can be transformed that much.
Well, look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I suppose.
It is, yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I mean, I could see doing little things, here and there as you get older, and plastic surgery I think is actually more common than you realize. Obviously, there's lots of plastic surgeons around, so somebody's keeping them in business.
Not just in
I'm not
LA.
growing
Right.
older, graceful. I'm gonna attack that. Squirt me, whatever. I don't care. Let's do it. And can you help a girl out?
Yeah, and there's the alternative, seeing somebody like Anne over at Radiance, where there's a lot of things that you can do to better your looks, make yourself look younger without actually going under the knife.
Yeah,
So there's
non-surgical.
options. It just depends on what you want.
Fillers and Botox, but there's a lot of it. The whole point, I think, for most people is just to look younger and to tweak a little, and some of it's kind of preventative. So, but then I think what gets all the headlines is the bad jobs where they've like the crazy looks.
Yeah. Well, our next couple guests can help us at least look like a better version of ourselves by eating well. We have Fresh Fit Cuisine, which is really kind of hard to say.
Fresh Fit Cuisine. And then Navanta, too, who is a very healthy version of pizza, believe it or not. There's a healthy version
The
of pizza.
authentic version.
Yeah, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him. So we'll talk to him after the break, and if you haven't eaten there, you're going to want to. Stick around. We'll be back with more Girl Talk right after this. Welcome back to Girl Talk. Well, as promised, we have Nick Mattioli joining us from Novanta. Welcome, Nick. How are you?
Very good, thank you for having me.
Well, we're very glad to have you. So I want to talk about Novanta. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the health benefits also. But first, just tell viewers at home just a little bit about Novanta and how it works.
Well, we're a Neapolitan pizzeria, so we make pizza from Naples, Italy, and their Neapolitan cuisine.
Awesome. And it's delicious, too, in case you haven't tried it.
Thank you.
I can't wait. Can you tell us a little bit about how you can help the viewers at home?
Well, we can bring you a real Neapolitan pizza, the way pizza is supposed to be made, the way it's made in its birthplace, Naples, Italy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is one thing, if there's one thing you could pick out, what would you want viewers at home to know about
Well,
Novanta?
with the real style pizza, we can bring an actual Italian diet, or specifically a Neapolitan diet, to the Madison pizza scene. Something that we're not used to around here. It's a very rustic diet, very healthy diet, and most importantly, it's very tasty. So
Healthy and Italian, I'm excited.
you gotta love it.
So you mentioned an Italian or Neapolitan diet, is that right? Did I get
Neapolitan
that?
diet, yeah.
Neapolitan diet. So talk to us about Neapolitan diet. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it's a diet from Naples, Italy. It's a very old diet, and I really stress how old, and it's very simple as well. So it's mainly based on bread or good pastas, tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, basil, and like the world's finest olive oils.
Awesome.
All sounds amazing. How do the ingredients or the items that you have correlate with these foundation, the foundation of a Neapolitan diet?
Well, the ones I mentioned are the exact ones we use in almost every dish there. From the bread and the pizza bread, we make our own dough, we knead it, and we ferment it ourselves. We are going to use San Marzano tomatoes, which are certified, tomato from Campania, which is also in Italy. Yes, and
Anyone hungry yet?
yeah, the mozzarella cheese, and fresh basil leaves, and we have an olive oil there that it's so good you can almost drink it by itself. It's just so flavorful, and I really love it.
Yeah, I think olive oil can really make or break.
Yeah,
an Italian dish.
exactly.
So, and you make your own mozzarella. I love that. And
Yeah.
you showed us on the restaurant show how you do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
super cool. And you have buffalo mozzarella?
Yes. So buffalo mozzarella, or buffalo milk mozzarella, comes from a water buffalo. They use the water buffalo's milk to create it as opposed to cow's milk or Fiore Latte mozzarella. So Fiore Latte mozzarella is the kind we make at Novanta, and it's cow's milk is only about 200 years has taken over mozzarella, worldwide, whereas the traditional original way is using the water buffalo milk, which is a very dense herd of water buffalo in central Italy.
How cool.
Isn't he
Yeah.
so knowledgeable
Interesting.
about all this stuff?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't know where you store all this information.
You
but,
flatter me.
No, you always are so good. But let's talk a little bit about health benefits really quick. So
Yes.
you alluded to Novanta being a healthy alternative. So
Yes.
talk to us
So
about that.
kind of from the ground up, it's our simplicity is what gives us our health benefits. As the dough I was talking about, we make it. We just simply do Double O Caputo pizza flour, which is unquestionably the best pizza flour on the planet. And then, there's just water, sea salt, and yeast. And those are the only ingredients in our dough. So no powders, no preservatives, no oils, sugars, something you'll see the chains using a lot. And then also goes to our sauce, where the sauce is just the crushed San Marzano tomatoes, like I was talking about, and basil leaves. There's no garlics, there's no all these other things. And I also mentioned sugar. So you see that in almost every pizza sauce,
Yeah.
excluding Neapolitan pizza. It's so fresh and nice. And to use high quality raw ingredients really will go the extra mile in finishing the dish and not leave you hungry for more. And with those, you don't need to do a pepperoni pile-on or a triple cheese pizza, something that would insult the pizza gods. It's just simple little globs of the best mozzarella, good fresh basil, good sauce it'll really satisfy you. And if you're not satisfied, there is cannoli and pizza Nutella. So
Delicious.
Yeah.
If you haven't been there, oh my God, it's so good. And
Thank you.
The amazing ingredients, to your point, you don't need all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
If you use the right stuff, it's just delicious. in
if
own
it's
right.
good ingredients, less can be more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Go see Nick Mattioli over at Novanta on Old Sock Road. We're going to keep talking health. When we return, we're going to talk to Fresh Fit Cuisine, so stick around.
Hi, Mom.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We love talking about food, especially when it's fresh and it's good for us. And we have just the ticket here. We have Sarah Burnt. She's the owner and a registered dietitian with Fit Fresh Cuisine. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
And you even brought some samples here for us. We'll talk about those later.
Awesome.
So Fit Fresh Cuisine, tell us about it and what it has to offer.
Sure. So Fit Fresh is an all-healthy restaurant. We have a fresh meal plan. We have a real food cleanse, counter service, catering, and a line of retail products.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, yes.
There's a lot. Real food cleanse. So it's. I was just saying with the salad dressings, it's so hard to find real food sometimes in certain categories. But talk to us a little bit about the meal plan, because I imagine just in the couple of minutes talking to you here so far, this is probably pretty healthy.
It is, yes. The meal plan is awesome because it brings convenient, healthy eating to anybody. So you can select any type of meal plan that you'd like, whether that's breakfast, lunch, dinners, or just dinners. And then on top of that, you can select the calorie level that you want so you can reach your goals.
Awesome. Do you guarantee we'll look like you afterwards?
Of course.
No, I'm kidding. But that's wonderful. That's a nice, great, convenient way to get healthy food, because that's what's sometimes tough about eating healthy is sometimes it's time consuming. So it's nice that you offer that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
You mentioned that you have a cleanse. What does that entail?
Sure, our cleanse brings together all of those awesome powerhouse superfoods that everyone talks about and hears about
Sure.
into one exceptional menu for a 7-day period. And it's real food, so it's completely safe. It's a natural way to just jumpstart your body.
So some of those superfoods like spinach and
Yeah.
blueberries and things like that.
Yeah, and then we try to bring some new foods in that people maybe haven't tried, like goji berries and spelt, and make them in really creative
Spelt.
ways.
I'm not sure I've even heard of that one.
It's a green.
So you mentioned that you have a lunch counter, and so anybody can just come in and grab a meal?
Yes, we do. So we have a counter service. It's open to the public, as are all of our services. And you can call in and order ahead of time, or you can come in and order.
Wow, okay.
That's
Yeah.
great. And then you cater events too. So talk to us a little bit about what that catering offering looks like.
Right, so for catering, we've done a wide variety of things, and it's great because we bring a fresh perspective to what catering is, some really different combinations. And so a lot of times people say that they have event after event and they get tired, especially over the holiday season, of having sort of extra calories here and there. And
Oh,
Fit
yeah.
Fresh brings a great opportunity to try something new for catering.
And I've seen some of the
nice.
pictures. They're gorgeous.
Thank you, yeah.
And checking out your website last night for your catering, the menu is fantastic and very affordable as well. I was impressed.
Thank you, yes.
I always think it's nice too when you go somewhere. I always appreciate it when people have healthy options, at least, you
Yeah.
know, because it is so hard through the holidays and going to events to eat well. So if you can have somewhere cater, and that's why they don't do it probably, is because if you're preparing everything yourself, oftentimes that's a big undertaking to make some healthy options. So if we
Right.
have an affordable place to get a catered healthy meal, why wouldn't you do that? I would
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So these amazing dressings, where can I purchase these? Where can I find them?
Sure. So our salad dressing line is available at Fit Fresh in Fitchburg. And then we also have that in almost all of the local grocery stores around town. You'll be
Oh, you
able to
do?
find them there too.
That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Good
I'm
for
going to
you.
grab one of these for a second just to make a point, because have you ever tried to find salad dressing that is real food? It is impossible. It is so hard. I've been on a mission. I'm glad you came to us today. The ingredients in this: apple juice, apple cider vinegar, honey, salt, spice. That's it.
I know those words.
I know those words. I can pronounce them. Yeah. So that's really a cool thing. And it seems like a little thing and a silly thing, but it is very difficult to find salad dressing that's made out of real food.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. That's great.
Yeah, so you can find those at, I think, what did I see? Metcalf's, the Piggly Wiggly, Woodman's,
Yep. Hy-Vee, Fresh Market,
Miller's in Verona.
Miller's in Verona. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to check them out for yourself as well. Thanks for coming in, Sarah.
Thank you.
We're going to be back and we're going to be talking hoops, and not the kind you put on your ears either. Women's basketball for Edgewood College. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are here with head coach of the Edgewood basketball team, Casey Thousand. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to talk about this year's team and what's going on. So, how long have you been the head coach?
6 years so far. This is you're just starting out. We're in 2 weeks now of practice.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
And we should clarify, since this is Girl Talk, that we're talking women's basketball.
Women's basketball.
Yes, yes. And so Edgewood College, what's making it such a special place for you to work and to coach?
Well, it's a great small community within the larger city. Obviously, we're right downtown Madison, but it's a lot of one-on-one with our players and with the students. And I also run the fitness center there, so it's kind of getting to know, the whole community besides just the women's basketball team.
Yeah, that's nice when things are small enough that you can get to know everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And where do most of the women that you recruit come from? After today, obviously, the three of us will be on the team, but no.
Perfect.
You
Come on over.
No, you do not want me on your
We got some height over here.
I noticed that right away. They're all about an hour and a half right around Madison. We have kids from Dodgeville, we have kids from Franklin over Milwaukee, we have kids all the way up from Menasha, but typically about an hour and a half radius from Madison.
Okay, so there's a little drive time there for some of them, but that's great, all pretty much locally.
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
know that.
yes.
Interesting.
So, who are the top returning players for this year?
Well, we have 7 returners this year, and our top player is Mariah Hill. She's from Franklin. She's coming off of a very good year last year for us. She led our team in scoring, so we're really excited about her. We also have a 6-footer, Courtney. She actually transferred from Madison College and came over last year and had a good year last year, but this year she's ready to go as a senior to really kind of take over the team, so we're pretty excited about her as well.
Awesome.
And then we have Rachel Pope, who is a junior. She was our starting point guard the last 2 years, and she's from Dodgeville, and she's just a great kid all around, but on the court, she's just a beast. So.
Oh, exciting.
That's fun too when you mentioned the seniors coming up. I think it's fun when people get the opportunity then to step up and be the senior on the team and see what they
Definitely.
can do. And sometimes that heightened expectation brings them to the next level.
Oh
Kinda
yes, oh yes, you can see it already. I mean, they've been starting working out on their own since September, but the seniors now, they're pushing everybody else and not letting anybody slack in practice and kind of get after it a little bit, and that's
Love
a good
that.
thing.
Love that.
And as a coach, you've got to love that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, oh yes, it takes it off of me a little bit, and they kind of hold each other accountable, which I like.
That is really neat. So you're, let's see, how far? 2 weeks into the practice season
Yep.
so far?
Yep.
And what do you think? How's it looking?
Super excited. We've changed some things up this year. We're adding some new things. We had a couple transfers that came in too, along with our freshmen. So we're still trying to figure everything out a little bit, but our kids are working super hard, and they're just doing a really good job so far.
That's wonderful. And let's talk a little bit about goals upcoming. So you mentioned that there's 2 weeks under your belt so far. There's a lot of season left.
Oh, yes.
So do you have any goals for yourself and for your team kind of in place?
Yes, I mean, we already talked about, right now it's just kind of figuring out our offense, figuring out our defense. We play, our first game's November 15th, which comes very fast
Yeah.
in these next couple of
Sneaking
weeks.
up on us, isn't it?
Yes, but I mean, our first thing is just making sure we're ready for our first game right now. And then after that, taking care of business in conference and competing with their teams and knocking off those big teams that are ahead of us right now. We have one that's kind of our one team that we really want to get, and that's kind of our big goal. They haven't been beaten in a while in our conference, and we're ready for them, I think.
Absolutely.
Can we
Well,
say who
that's
that
cool.
Wisconsin Lutheran.
Well, it's nice to have that, like something you're going after, when you've got a team that really challenges you and takes your whole team to the next level. That's what it's all about. That's competition, right? You've got your teams that you kind of set your sights on, and that might be the one that's just a little bit tougher, maybe a little out of your league, and then when that win comes, if it does, how sweet is that victory?
Oh, it's awesome. It was awesome. We were that close last year. They ended up beating us on a last-second shot.
Oh, that just
Right at the buzzer, so
Yeah.
our girls are like itching to get that back again.
But
That's so
those are the
neat.
fun games to really go and watch, though, because everyone's so invested in it.
Yes, yes.
And does it do a lot for the team when they have a lot of people cheering and
Oh
in
yes,
attendance?
oh yes. And if you've ever come to the Edge Dome, you guys should come over. But it's a place that echoes too. So the more people that you can get there, it heightens it just a little bit more. And once everything gets a little loud and just kind of goes with it, it's a great environment. The kids just really enjoy it, and we really use it to our advantage.
I imagine the energy just kind of feeds off of
Everyone,
everyone.
yes, yes.
I can only imagine what it's like to be in that court. I never played basketball.
Yeah. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
So if viewers at home want to check out the schedule so that they can attend and all that good stuff, they can just go right to edgewoodcollegeeagles.com.
Yep. Our schedule's on there. It's already up and ready to go. So yeah, we're just waiting for that first game.
And they could like you on Facebook too.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be another way to
Yep.
stay in the loop.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, what do those practices look like? Can you give us kind of some inside, knowledge on what some of those practices look like? I mean, it must take a lot to prepare yourself for games. So, is there like certain drills that you repeat frequently, or do you kind of
Yes.
just wing it? Talk to us.
We don't wing it.
That'd be me. I'd go in and be like, all right, let's practice. Let's do something.
No, it's a lot of prep, a lot of planning, especially right before games. We break down film, so we watch film for about a half hour on the opponent, on what they do, literally breaking down into personnel too. If someone doesn't like going to their left, or if they're a left-handed shooter, just kind of little things. And then our game strategy is what we do. So come to practice, if we know that we can run on the team, we'll let the girls know that. If we know we can press them because they don't have very good ball handlers, we'll do that. If they're a three-point shooting team, you do different drills to kind of prepare for each team. So it's kind of, you kind of got to plan ahead a little bit. Right now, our first scrimmage is going to be next week, and so we're just kind of making sure that we have our stuff in and ready to go. But once we get into the thick of season, when we're really focusing on those teams, it's just whatever that team does, we kind of
Interesting. So
you cater to that.
Yeah, you customize your practice
Oh, yes.
to who your opponent's going to be that week.
Definitely.
And hone
Very
in
cool.
on some of the details of your own team, then watching things back and seeing what you do.
Oh, yes.
I bet that's interesting in hindsight, watching yourself.
It always is.
Yeah, you know about that.
Yes.
So that's
And
just really cool.
We do that with practice as well, too, where we tape practices. Like yesterday, we ended up taping our practice because we just put in our offense. So we want to show the kids, okay, this is a really good thing to do. This is not so much. Let's tweak that or change that. But yeah, we just gotta.
So exciting.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
well, I can't wait to. I'm going to go to the Wisconsin Lutheran game and watch you guys kick some butt, some Eagle butt. Well, thanks for watching Girl Talk this week. Tune in next week, and we'll see you soon.